Bad luck. A phrase often used to express an unfortunate event that just can't be attributed to a specific reason. I mean, what else can you call it when life suddenly decides to get up and completely ruin your day other than just bad luck? And this is something we can all say we've experienced our fair share of. We've all had that one sad rainy day in our lives where we forgot an umbrella. However, I believe that some people have it far worse than the average person when it comes to having bad luck, and those are the ones I truly feel for. Imagine feeling like the universe itself has it out for you, and the only consolation you receive is, well, it's just your luck. And today, I'll be talking about a person who became one of these people. A victim of luck so bad that it can be seen as a rare phenomenon that only a few people in every generation could claim to even witness. One that may change the very course of a person's life. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Oliver. And his mom just became his class teacher.
Bruh.
I'm just going to say now that no, neither of my parents were teachers, and thank goodness for that, because I cannot stress how different a person I might have been if I knew my dad was the one grading my tests. And that's just one of the many problems these people face regularly. Imagine not ever being able to ditch school. Imagine not ever being able to lie that your dog ate your homework because your teacher knows damn well that you don't have a dog. Or just imagine, accidentally calling your teacher mom during class. Well, none of this even compared to what Oliver had to face when he found out one morning that his new class teacher would be his own flesh and blood. At this point, I should lay out context. So it all starts on a regular morning, which for Oliver and Amis means tormenting their class teacher, Mr. Hanfield. Now, I should say, Mr. Hanfield isn't exactly a sweetheart. So as usual, Oliver and Amis's pranks and subtle insults put him in a sour mood, which he doesn't bother to hide. But something is different this time. He's not just upset, he's absolutely pissed. For the first time ever, the friends have managed to properly get under their teacher's skin and get a genuine batshit crazy reaction out of him. And Oliver is loving this. The feeling of watching the teacher he hates so much have a breakdown is thrilling for him. And so that morning, he and Amis decided to see just how far they could take this. He quit. Having uttered enough swear words to update the children's vocabulary, Mr. Hanfield decided he wasn't going to put up with Oliver or any of his classmates anymore and quit his job. Oliver and his friends had done the impossible. They finally reached the top of the mountain. They had defeated the final boss, and naturally they were cheered by the rest of the class for being the legends that they were. And Oliver is overcome with joy by this achievement and relishes in the glory. Until he finds out who the substitute is. So if you look at it in a way, maybe this isn't bad luck. Maybe it's just instant karma. What was considered Oliver's victory couldn't be more short-lived as his mom's presence turns his life in school into a living hell. Just in case it wasn't known, Oliver isn't the most rule-following kid around, so having the one person he has to obey around wasn't such a good thing for him. And that's just one of the things Oliver faces from this new management. Being taught by his parents came with all kinds of problems for Oliver. For one thing, she shared way more information about his personal life than they needed to know. So Oliver confronts his mother and asks what the whole deal is and how long she's going to have to stay. And to his horror, she explains that once Hanfield, their former teacher, officially resigns, then she's going to be here permanently. At this point, Oliver knows what to do, but he doesn't like it. Not one bit. And so once school is over, Oliver and his friends embark on a journey to the abode of a fallen foe, to make a deal that would resurrect the devil to protect them from the angel they had come to fear. Okay, I admit that sounded a bit too dramatic, but that's just how Oliver felt when he arrived at his ex-teacher's home in order to ask him to come back. Cause when given a choice between the most heartless being to ever exist and your mom for a class teacher, the answer is pretty clear. At first, the negotiation starts off normally with a seemingly heartfelt apology from Oliver and his friends. But then, Mr. Hanfield attempts a payback by rejecting their apology and gloating about how knowing they need him to return makes his resignation all worthwhile. And then Oliver and his friend decide to take another approach. Amis begins to threaten Mr. Hanfield, explaining how just because he wasn't their teacher anymore doesn't mean he's guaranteed peace. She further drives her point by telling him that they'll always know where he lives and proceeds to call him by his first name. You see, their reasoning was that he'd realized that the only way he could get any sort of control over them was if he was their teacher once again. And surprisingly, the method worked. At this point, you've probably understood that there's no side to support with a steady moral compass. Between the devil-like kids and the heartless teacher, it's not a case of victim and oppressor, it's more like a game of wits. And by the start of the next day, Oliver and his friend know that they have won. Because the teacher who walked into their classroom was none other than Mr. Hanfield. Which is why I say that the devil you know is much safer than the angel that knows you.